Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new Naruto manga 637 prediction. And yeah, as you can see right now, I'm outside. It's a pretty nice day outside, so I figured, hey, why not do a video outside? I've done a few videos outside here and there, and I used to mean to actually do most of my videos outside and, change locations, but I haven't really been keeping up on that well, and mainly due to the fact that when I did a couple of those videos at my college, a lot of the videos, it was hard to hear. Wind was blowing at the time. I think it was like in the winter. Well, it was getting ready to be winter because it was during the fall. So that's why I kind of stopped that. But I think I'm going to start doing back probably more of these during the summer. But anyway, yeah. So this week's Naruto chapter, of course, revolved around Obito and Kakashi and pretty much brought the end to Uchiha Obito. Now, there were some things in the chapter. Like, I liked the ending of the chapter, but the beginning portion to the middle portion, I wasn't really fond of. I mean, not because there was a lot of problems with it. Well, you know what? There was a major problem to me with the whole chapter in terms of the fight between Obito and Kakashi. But before I get onto that, let me give a quick synopsis. Now, the chapter, of course, starts off with us seeing Obito and Kakashi fighting. And actually, this entire time, when we saw them stab each other, that was all just a genjutsu. This entire fight so far that we had saw was actually a genjutsu. So Obito never had several holes in his chest from Kakashi stabbing him with the lightning blade. So I guess when we all gave Obito that feat, all those people who are in the Taku Battle Dome, or people who look like versus matches, I guess we kind of have to take that away because, yeah, Obito can't take that. Obito isn't good, can't take several Raikidis. And, anyway, they ended up ending the genjutsu. Kakashi pretty much says, he's finished, he's ready to end this, get things done with. And, we see, and Obito pretty much agrees with him, says, yeah, let's do this. They both make a hand sign, and if anybody knows about this, we've seen this before with Naruto and Sasuke, like a little flashback of them where they're the whole sparring, the sparring symbolism that they use. When they spar, they show the hand symbol with the two fingers, and then once they're done, to symbolize that they're still friends, you always lock your fingers together like that. And that's pretty much what Obito and Kakashi were thinking about while they were fighting each other. Thinking about back in the day when they sparred each other and how it went. Of course, the match pretty much went exactly the same as how it went back in the day, which took me off a little bit. I didn't mind the taijutsu scenes a little bit where you saw them trading blows in terms of blades, but the ending of it kind of threw me off because you all know Obito was laying on the ground. Kakashi gave him a swift kick, and I like what Kakashi was saying what he was thinking the whole time while he was doing it, about how Obito, he now that he's Naruto's shield, and he's going to become a shield for Obito, even if it means he has to actually kill the current Obito to protect the old Obito. So, I mean, that was a little touching scene, but I didn't really like the fact that Obito had seemed like he got killed so easily by Kakashi. I mean, he did give Kakashi a little stab wound. I like the way the panels were drawn in terms of, when they both stab each other at the same time. But I just didn't like the way, Kishimoto displayed it all. I would have rather Obito had showed remorse or something, and maybe, I'm not saying he had to have the whole talk no jutsu thing that everybody says, but maybe he had a little bit of, been hesitant or something to kill Kakashi, because then it would have made more sense in terms of the power scale. To me, the power scale in terms of this particular fight was just completely off. Because the fireball jutsu that you guys saw Obito use, none of y'all can tell me that was on the usual scale that Obito would use his fireball jutsu on since his adulthood. I mean, we've seen him use a fireball jutsu on the same level as Madara. Yes, he may have used the Manga Sharingan to enhance it, but it was like the size of the Ten Tails. So, I mean, I'm sure if he did it if he didn't use the Manga Sharingan, it should still be fairly large. So, I mean, that part, I'm like, how did Kakashi just easily dodge and just kind of swiftly move to the side, and that was it. So, I didn't really like that too much. It may have been the fact, there's a couple different factors that I've been thinking about. And some people may think that I'm just trying to add logic to it when it's not there, but I really thought long and hard about this, and I actually talked to a few other people about this. It may have been the fact, and we have to get confirmation on this. I have to wait till the next chapter, so until then, I guess you could say, I don't want to say, I guess it would be a little bit of a plot hole, but I'm thinking that maybe he may have been running low on chakra, he may have been tired, I don't know. It may have been something like that. Maybe, you know, he didn't think Kakashi was actually going to kill him. Now, I think that's actually a really big one, because in the beginning of their fight with the whole Genjutsu thing, Kakashi was getting ready to try to stab him with the lightning blade, and Obito sat there and, you know, he said, oh, you can't pull the trigger, huh? You know, so I look back at that chapter and, you know, I'm like thinking, you know, it was the exact same kind of scene. Like, Obito was sitting back, Kakashi had the lightning blade, and he couldn't do it. And even before that, Kakashi didn't stab him with the lightning blade. So I don't know if Obito thought Kakashi wasn't actually going to go through with it. Therefore, I guess, you know, he didn't really take it too seriously, that fight too seriously. That's what I'm thinking may have been the case, because it just, I mean, really think about it, guys. Does it really make sense? I mean, Obito was clearly stronger than Kakashi. He went toe-to-toe with Naruto, Killer Bee, Guy, and, you know, of course, Kakashi. So I'm like, if he went toe-to-toe with all of them, you know, hung it, even if he was on the defensive, even if a lot of you guys want to say he was using the Kamui, he's still shown off a lot of other nice abilities without the Kamui. Like I said, his fire style jutsu is good. He didn't use Izanagi, although I understand why he didn't use Izanagi, because if he would have used Izanagi in that dimension, he would have been trapped in there, obviously. And, you know, of course, you know, on top of that, I mean, he's also shown wood style jutsu. We saw back in the flashback with when Rin died, how he was just tearing up the Mist Shinobi. Now, I'm not saying Kakashi couldn't tear up a bunch of fodder Mist Shinobi, but it was the way Obito did it, and he did fairly strong wood style jutsu. I would say, you know, it seemed like it was better than stuff we've seen Yamato do. So, I don't know, that just took me off a little bit. So that's why I'm kind of thinking that there is a good chance either he was low on chakra, or, which would probably be the more logical explanation, Obito didn't actually think Kakashi would actually go through with trying to kill him. Therefore, he didn't actually give it 100%. That's my thought. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm trying to, you know, make too much logical sense out of it when, you know, really, you know, maybe Kishimoto just messed up, but that's what I want to believe. Other than that, of course, you know, after Obito got stabbed, we had, you know, Obito say, you may have won this victory, but you didn't. You haven't won the war. He teleported away. He went back to, of course, you know, the real world or whatnot, and we see him like groveling on the ground. Madara instantly started taking control of his body. You know, and I guess Madara figured, hey, you know, Obito's getting ready to die. You know, he's weak at this point. I can't really use him this much anymore. Let me take control over him and actually, you know, finally become a perfect Jinchuriki. I guess, apparently, Madara wanted to wait at first before becoming a perfect Jinchuriki, but now he's going to do it. Anyway, from that point on, of course, Obito, you know, can't control his body. We see him make the hand seal. He's about to do the Rene Tensei, and that is the end of the chapter. Now, what do I think actually will happen? Now, this is actually a pretty good question, because I thought, at first when I saw the chapter, I was like, you know, maybe Obito will end up, like, reviving Madara, you know, like they said, but then I kind of thought about it, and I'm just like, nah. And the reason why I don't think Obito is going to be able to actually revive Madara is because they probably would have actually displayed that in the chapter. And, you know, I talked to Philly Boy 08 about this, too. Because I was on Supreme Guru's live stream yesterday, actually, or last night, I guess you could say. And, you know, we were talking about this. And one thing Philly Boy actually mentioned is that, you know, he thinks that that Obito may actually revive Rin. Because if you notice, the page right before Obito made the hand seal, he was thinking about Rin, which I actually thought as well that may actually be the case. So Obito next chapter may even revive Rin. I don't know what body she would be in, but that is something worth thinking about, because that's actually what popped in my mind as well when I read the chapter first time around. I do want Obito to revive Madara in a way, because it will raise the sense of danger. But at the same time, part of me does want Obito to slightly redeem himself. You know, of course he won't be able to completely redeem himself because he started an entire war. But I want him to do something like, hey, you know, Madara, I got one over on you. Something, you know, so that you actually feel for the character a little bit, that maybe in the end he did have a little remorse for what he did. So hopefully something along those lines happens, but I want Kishimoto to do it in such a way where we do actually, of course, get Madara revived, and at the same time Obito has a little bit of his own moment. You know, and again, I mean, I'm a little surprised Obito didn't use Izanagi, but I guess, maybe he didn't have enough time to use Izanagi once he got out of the dimension, because Madara instantly started taking control of his body. You know, because if anybody knows about what Izanagi does, basically it gives you like immortality for a certain amount of time. I mean, we've seen Danzo use it several times over, and Obito supposedly has better control over it. So he should have been able to use it, but, you know, of course, you know, Madara wasn't about to let that happen. Madara, you know, pretty much is his boss in a way. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, definitely overall with the chapter, in terms of artwork and pacing, I thought it was pretty smooth. I thought the pacing was good in this week's chapter. I mean, covered mostly with you know, the Obito Kakashi fight, you know, wrapping it up, kind of tying it together, which I didn't mind. I just didn't really like the way the sequence of which it happened, in terms of, I would have preferred Obito. There have been a more, like, Kishimoto would have made it more clear how Obito lost, because I mean, in skill level, it doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, Obito's even shown off, you know, pretty, I would say probably even in terms of Taijutsu, I think he's shown enhanced strength, like his, you know, I think he like knocked down a giant wall before, like, you know, I don't know if you guys remember back when the white Zetsu, the spiral Zetsu took over his body, and we saw him punch that giant wall and like knock the whole thing down, and I'm pretty sure he's gotten much stronger since then. So I mean, he's shown off a lot of different stuff, so I felt like it just made it inconsistent with the power scale in terms of his character. But again, you already know my reason as to why that may have been the case. Other than that, I'm thinking since next week is actually the final chapter in the Naruto volume for this particular set. In case some of you guys don't know, I think the volumes usually contain like, you know, about 10 chapters in it, and every 10 chapters or so, if you notice, we always have like an awesome chapter with like a, you know, great cliffhanger, you know, or something crazy is going down. So the 10 Tails may transform next chapter, along with Madara maybe becoming his Jinchuriki. Something huge is going to happen next chapter. I know that much. You know what I mean? Aside from the cliffhanger we got, because the cliffhanger is obviously pretty huge. So I'm looking forward to it. Things are about to get nuts in Naruto, you know, which is always good. You know, I love this series, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys too. So yeah, this is the end of the video. My rating for this week's chapter, I actually think I'm gonna give it Jonin level. It was a pretty good chapter. You know, nothing, you know, crazy. The cliffhanger was great. But next chapter, I actually expect to be on the Kage level. I expect nothing less than Kage level, because we got such a good cliffhanger. So I would say this is more or less, you know, kind of ending off Obito's character and kind of setting up for the next one. So these were my thoughts. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate this video. So if you did like it, please put a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, you can put a thumbs down if you want to. The choice is yours. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content and you would like to see more. And one more thing, I have a few theory videos that I will be uploading pretty soon as I get more of my Japan videos up. But that ends this video. See you later.